Hi everyone and welcome to today's Figma video. Today I'll be showing you something unique and very special in Figma, something I discovered and learned recently. We're gonna create this cool accordion menu in a few simple and easy steps. So this is how accordion menu is gonna work. You can click on that arrow, then it will actually just drop in and then it will just slide in. So you can click on any arrow and to actually just drop in and then just open up, as you can see. So you can create that accordion menu, you can close it from any direction, from any side as you choose. You can leave any side open. It actually really doesn't matter. So we're gonna do this in a few simple and easy steps. We're gonna learn how to do this using auto layout and then using components and variants at the same time. And so just sit down, relax, and let's learn something new. Alright, so before we start today's video, there's something I want to point out, something very important. So in a few videos in the past, I've been trying to create this accordion menu, but I've been having some issues. I think it's some issues some of you may have encountered. Every time I click and design, I find sometimes there is an overlap of text, and this is something that does not look neat. It's something I want to avoid when I do my designing. So as you can see, when I open this section 2, there is an overlap. You actually see the text, you actually see the accordion menu opening up behind section 3, and that's something we want to avoid. So that's something we're going to learn. We're going to learn how to create a neat accordion menu today in a few simple and easy steps. So just be careful about that. So that's something we're going to eliminate and we're going to work on that. Alright, so we're going to create a new project. Just click on plus, new design file. Alright, so we're gonna name our project Accordion menu. Alright, so I want to emphasize something. I want you to make sure you follow each and every single step. Make sure you do not miss out on anything, because missing out on any step will actually, some things may not work out. So make sure to do exactly what I want to do and don't skip any step. Alright, so we're going to first type in some text. I'm going to type in some text. I'm going to type the text category 1. Okay. So we can increase the size of this text a little bit. Let's increase this to size, let's try size 18. Alright, so I'm going to change it to my favorite text font. I love using Poppins. We're going to use Poppins Bold. Alright, so we're gonna change our text color. Let's change it to white. Don't worry about that. So we're gonna right click, then we're gonna add in some arrows. There is a plugin I love using so much, Font or some icons. So we're gonna make use of some arrows right here. So this greater than sign, let's just click on that. Alright, so we have that. So you can zoom in. So just make sure to click on the greater than sign. Then I want you to drag out. Okay, so that pulls it out from this title. We're only interested in the symbol. Okay, so we're gonna drag this and we're gonna place it right next to our text. So we're gonna change the color of this to white also. Alright, and then there we have it. So next we're gonna highlight both, then we're gonna create an auto layout. So there are two options of creating auto layout. You can go right here on the right hand side, then you can click on this plus icon, or you can actually simply right click and then just say add auto layout. And then there's also a shortcut, Shift A, so you can do anything you want, but I just love doing this. This will be simple for demonstration. Just click on this plus icon, and as you can see, this has changed, and then we've created an auto layout. Okay, so I'm gonna call our auto layout heading 1. Actually, let's just call it heading, because it's actually the only heading. So make sure your auto layout is selected. Then we're gonna align this. We're gonna do some alignments. Just go to this alignment. So I may just want to align to center. Alright, that's fine now. So we're gonna add some fill color to our auto layout just by clicking on the plus. And we're gonna give this a purple color. Okay, we're gonna make use of that purple. Alright, so there you go. So next we're gonna do some padding on our auto layout. So this is direct, so just make sure to select your auto layout, and then we can just drag around the edges, and then that actually does padding. Okay, some cool neat padding. Okay, that will do. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the spacing between this and this. So I'm going to increase the spacing to, let's try 100. Okay, 100 is still not too big. Let's try 120. All right, there you go. That will do. All right, so next we're gonna type in some more text. So just make sure to click on your text icon. So we're gonna work on the content section. So just drag. So we're gonna drag like that. All right, so I'm gonna add some text. I want this to be font 12. So I'm gonna make use of a plugin I've installed. It's called Lorem Ipsum. So this is gonna generate text for us. So I'm gonna auto generate to make sure to just fill in those boxes. All right, so there you go. We've auto generated some text. So just gonna make sure our text is set to white. Okay, so this is gonna be our content within. So we're also gonna create an auto layout out of this. So just right click and then just say add auto layout. Okay, then so we're gonna call this auto layout. We're gonna call it content. There you go. Then we're also gonna add a fill. We're gonna add a dark color, something not too dark but right around there. Then we're gonna change our text to regular. Yeah, that will look more neat. So we're gonna reduce the size of this. Just make sure it fits. So what's happening is our text is actually not appearing clearly. So we're just gonna reduce the size of the text class. Just reduce the font size to 10. So that would do. Okay, so we're just gonna fit our content box. Just make sure it fits in well. All right, so it looks much better. So okay, so just make sure your text is aligned to center. So just select on that. Then we're gonna align our text. Let's just align that to center. All right, that will work. So just make sure to drag this. Let's just position it right below. Okay, so that's how our content will look. So we have two auto layouts designed. So what happens next is we're gonna combine these into one. So make sure you select both the content auto layout and the heading auto layout. Then we're gonna right click, and then we're also gonna click say auto layout. So add auto layout, a combination of both. So a combination of both, we're gonna call it the accordion. All right, so there you go. So with our accordion selected, so just right click, and then we're gonna create a component out of that. All right, so we've created a component. So we're gonna go to our component, and then we're gonna add a variant. So right here on the right hand side, you can click add variant. All right, so we've added variant. All right, so what we're gonna do is we have the default and we have variant too. So what we're going to do is, with our component selected, so just gonna go right here, so where you have the variants here. So we're gonna change the titling of this text. So we're gonna call this so we're gonna call our variant open. That's just the name I choose to call it. And then for the first option, so this is our default, this is gonna be set to false because it is not open by default. All right, so we're gonna change variant 2 to true because variant 2 is open. Okay, so next we're going to just go to where you have, so we're just gonna go to our default right here where we said it's false. Then we're gonna hide the content. So where you have the content section, we're gonna hide that. So just click on the eye. So I've hidden that, and yeah, that looks much better. So next, just for neatness, we're gonna just for neatness, you can right click. All right, so before we do that, we're gonna do some prototyping. Okay, so we have the open true and we have the open false. So just go to prototype. So we're gonna select this. So when someone clicks on this, we're going to say on click, change to, just make sure this is set to open. Okay, change to, then we're gonna use smart animate, so it will change to the other category by default. Then we're gonna make sure this happens quickly, so we're gonna let it happen in 100 milliseconds. That would do. Sorry, let's just set that to 100. So I want that to happen really faster. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing. So just go to the other variant. So we're gonna add an interaction too. So we're gonna click on change to, so we can close this. Let's just make sure set that to auto animate. Then we're also going to change the timing to 100 milliseconds. All right, and there you go. So next we're gonna select, so for just neatness, we're gonna select our entire accordion, and then we're gonna add an auto layout again, just for neatness. So I'm going to do something to just make it neat. So this will allow me to like order the contents in a better way. So we're gonna change the spacing. It's just for neatness. We're gonna change the spacing to 20. So that's just so that our entire component looks neat. Okay, and there you go. So in our second variant here, so within the heading, we just want to make sure that this arrow actually faces down. So when someone clicks on this and then it changes to the variant, we want this arrow to face downward. So we're gonna change that to degrees 270. Okay, and all right, so it has actually turned in the other direction. When we type in 270, that's also the same as -90. So that would do. All right, so we are almost there. So next we're gonna do something very, very important. We're gonna create another big frame. So we're gonna create a major frame, the frame where we're gonna be doing most of the work, most of the animations. So we're gonna create this major frame, and then in this new frame we're gonna add an auto layout. So with your new frame selected, just click on add auto layout. So this we're gonna call the main frame. Okay, all right, so next we're gonna select our open false here. We're gonna select our default. We're gonna just make a copy of it by holding alt. So just make sure to make a copy of that. Then we're gonna insert it into this frame. Okay, and just make sure to enlarge this frame a little bit more. So we're gonna do some auto layout within this frame. So just make sure that your main frame is selected, and then make sure it's set to vertical, and then we're gonna change the alignment. Let's change to align center from the top. Okay, so next we're gonna duplicate this. So just click Ctrl D. It's how I prefer to do it, Ctrl D. I would actually do that 4 times. You can do it however many times you actually want. So we want to just make sure that our content is actually spaced, but not too much. So we're gonna reduce the spacing to let's try reducing the spacing to 1, so it actually looks better. But let's try 0.5. Okay, so as you can see, our content is spaced. All right, so next we're gonna just change the naming. So we're gonna change the naming of the headings. So we're gonna change this to category 2. So we're gonna also change the heading title of this to category 3, and then we're gonna do the same thing for the 4th one. Change that to category 4. All right, so just make sure you followed each and every step that I've done. Just make sure you've done exactly what I've done, and then with that done, we can click the play. We can run it. So just give it a second to load. All right, and there you go. We've loaded our animation. So let's try to click. As you can see, our accordion is actually working. Let's try to change this to let's change that to fitting so that I can actually click on all. As you can see, all the different categories are working, and it doesn't matter, you can have all open at the same time, you can close any, it will still work anyhow. And that's how you create an accordion menu using auto layout and then components and variants in Figma in a few simple and easy steps. I hope you learned something through this video. If you learned something, feel free to tell me in the comments. I'll be glad to reply. And then if you're new to this channel, I encourage you to subscribe and join in the community. And then don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you get updates every time I upload a new video. I hope you learned something new about auto animate in today's video, and then your knowledge of components and variants actually went to the next level. So thank you so much for watching today's video. I'll see you all in my next video. Have a nice day.